Abigail Kurten joining us this morning. Welcome to Everyday Iowa.
Hi. I'm so glad to be here. Normally I get to watch you guys when I'm really not supposed to during the morning meetings. I'm just kind of, peering through the crack in the door. So I'm excited.
Here you are.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Well, the talk of the town and really around us the last few days is Thanksgiving and people traveling and you've been on the travel beat, as we've been joking the last few days.
Travel journalist.
I was going to say I've kind of been the travel reporter here this past week, completely coincidentally. But yeah, anything you want to know about traveling by car, plane, I got you.
Everything. Okay.
Yes.
What's the best way?
Yeah. Well, the best way I can't really tell you. It kind of depends on where you're going, but if you're flying, there's one thing you need to know is that if you're going through the Eastern Iowa airport, leave early. I cannot stress this enough. Get there at least 90 minutes before your scheduled flight time. Otherwise, you're going to be in for a world of hurt getting through the lines at security, the ticket counter, and of course, especially if you're traveling with large families or small kids or pets, chaos is always going to follow. So just be prepared and pack some patience.
Yes. Unless you're my mother, who gets there 5 hours early. So
you know what? Better to be safe than sorry. My dad's the same way.
She's probably, see? I have to tell people in my life the flight is actually a lot earlier than it is, so they get there earlier because otherwise it's like, oh, it's the rush.
Get there. The plane will wait.
Yeah.
I wish.
Well, the other thing is you had a chance to talk to some folks in the know when it comes to driving, which a lot of us will do.
Yes. So, there was a study that came out recently that said Iowa's one of the second most dangerous state to drive in this Thanksgiving holiday. But we did a little digging into that because I don't know about you guys, but when I read that, I was like, really? That doesn't sound right to me. So, turns out that study actually came from a personal injury attorney out of Ohio, and Iowa, compared to other states nationally, is actually very, very, very safe. So, that study, they cited a 407% increase in driver deaths on Thanksgiving, and technically that number is true, but we average about 1 fatality a day. So if you go from 1 to 4 or 1 to 5, it's going to blow up the numbers. So, take that with a grain of salt. Obviously, there's going to be more people on the road, so be sure to leave earlier and be careful on the roads. Drive sober, wear your seatbelt, don't get distracted by your phone. Even, music, other people in the car. Get there safely. Nobody wants a tragedy this Thanksgiving, so just focus on getting there safely and leave early if you can.
We actually have the package. If you want to throw to the package what you talk with Trooper Bob and everybody from Iowa State.
I did. So Iowa State Patrol's Trooper Bob Conrad is going to explain just a little bit more about what he's been seeing this holiday season, as well as some things that you guys can do to keep yourself safe.
You might have heard the headlines that Iowa ranked second on a list of the most dangerous states for Thanksgiving drivers. This statement comes from a study that compared Iowa's number of traffic fatalities on Thanksgiving to any other day in November. It cited a 407% increase in traffic-related deaths. And technically, that percentage is correct, but it's misleading.
I do believe that stat that I looked at that report is skewed. I think it maybe is to get people to think about it.
Because Iowa is a rural, lower population state, we average about 1 traffic fatality a day. So any more than that reflects a huge percentage increase.
Iowa is a fairly safe state. When I think about driving, I think about the crashes we see. I look at other states where their fatality rates is over 1,000 people a year, and we're in that 300+ mark.
But it is true that Iowa does see more crashes in the days surrounding Thanksgiving.
When you look at a holiday and you have a lot more cars out there, there are times we will have 2, 3, even upwards of 6 crashes that may result in fatality on that day.
Iowa has a total 41 traffic fatalities around the holiday in the last decade. But to put that into perspective nationally, Texas has more than that in a single year around Thanksgiving. So even though the study is misleading, Trooper Conrad hopes that headlines like that will keep drivers cautious.
But if it actually makes people drive safer and worry about it a little more and get to where they need to go safely, I guess that's not all bad.
So yeah, that was a little more about Thanksgiving travel this year. And, obviously driving by car, it's going to take longer. Like I said, the roads are going to be fuller. If you're traveling by plane, get there early. But really the most important thing is just focus on safety. I cannot stress that enough. I cannot stress that enough. This is the time you want to spend with your families. And please get there in one piece. Drive safe, sane, and sober.
There you go.
All right.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Stick around.